Welcome back to my channel. I'm Amanda and today I'm using my counterfeit kit challenge and playing with Stretch the Sketch, and this is the sketch we're stretching from Serendipity Sketch at scrapbook.com. And I pulled out these two pieces of paper. So Stretch the Sketch, if you're not aware, is you take a sketch and you either stretch or shrink it. So you need to do a size that's different than the sketch, basically. So I'm going to do a double page layout. I have all these pictures of us camping with friends, and so this is with my oldest and her friend that we camp with. The youngest also has a friend around her age that we're friends with that we camped with. So all around the campfire. And so there's those Wild and Free from Hip Kit Club banners that I've had forever, and I'm going to use up a good portion of them on this because there's a banner thing on here, and I was like, why not make it easy? So this paper came from my counterfeit kit this month. Those banners were in my counterfeit kit last month or the month before, recently anyway, because I didn't put them away and they were still out. So so I'm just going to tape these two together. The patterns for these two pieces, like this paper is the same paper. The pattern does not line up at all. It doesn't repeat in that kind of way, but it won't matter by the time I get everything on here because I'm going to get 10 photos on this double page layout without doing a flip flappy thing. So yay. So cutting those ones down, I think they end up being 4 3/4. That other one I cut down at some other point, and that's a 3x4. And then these ones I'm going to cut down to be 4x5 because it can take a whole huge portion of this page with these dark ones, and it'll be just fine. So trimming all those ones down. There's one where it has all 4 of the kiddos in it. I do have just masking, like the blue masking scrapbook.com mint tape on faces because it doesn't leave a residue. It can stay on for a bit, and it doesn't wreck the pictures or anything. So, and I don't have permission to have the 2 kiddos, well, mostly the one that you see, but the 2 kiddos, I don't know if they want their pictures up on my YouTube. So so let's not make it a thing. So I'm going to sort through some of these. I did dump some of them on the floor, so I did have to do some cleanup in my room before I could actually do this layout, which is not horrible because my room was horribly messy. I do have my own art studio, craft room, whatever you want to call it, that it's just mine, so it can stay messy. But yeah, I had to clean up so I could find some of these other ones that fell on the floor, because I didn't want any of the ones with the white background because I wanted them to stick out, and the black and white on the black and white wouldn't have made that much sense. So these that are the diagonals I'm cutting in half so that I have 2 of them. It makes it go a lot further. I think these were meant to fold over the, there was a piece of thread in there, and I think they were meant to fold over, but I'm not going to do that because I can use more of them then. So moving those down for those pictures, just because I didn't want the pendants to cover up either one of the kids' heads. So I am going to overlap them a little bit further up on the fire pit here, and they're going to do just a banner thing. And it does a little bit of a wavy thing. I like the way that the banner actually turned it on the right side here more than I did the left, but the left had a longer photo to do this on, so it was a little different. And that last one is going to overlap on the seam. And then I'm going to work on the left side of the page, and so everything's going to get just a matte in black. I just thought that would balance the heaviness of the right and left side to have these daytime ones matted. Otherwise, I felt like it was like the color contrast was a little, it's still a little much. I taught like a little, like there's definitely that difference, but I think this is a little more balanced to the eye, I think is what I'm trying to say. On the sketch, there was 3 cards here that were piled up and that we're going to make the title. I have an extra photo, so I'm still going to do like a 2 kind of card thing underneath. I'm just going to use scraps because most of it you're not going to see. So I just need the top part to go just kind of sort of. And then my title's still going to go on that photo. So kind of the same spot that it was on the sketch, but now it's on top of a photo, which I'm totally fine with. So just making sure that one, so this is all 3x4 because my photo's a little bit bigger for the 4x6. I could have cut it down some and given myself a bit more room here because there's definitely room in that picture that I could have chopped, but I didn't, and it's going to overlap across the seam of the 2 pages, and that's totally okay. And so I'm going to start from the other end. I should have started from the middle and worked my way out, but that's not what I did. So I'm going to get this down before I get much further. If you didn't have these like banner pieces like I have the pre-made ones, you could definitely do scrap paper, even like any kind of strips would work. So, but I enjoy having some fabric on my page, so these work out really well. They're not adhesive backed, so I do have to glue them on, but that's okay. So then just reorganizing them just a little bit so that they're a little bit more even, and then I'm going to use the jute. And so there was a cotton piece, this cotton piece that came with them. I'm not going to use that. There's not as much texture as I want. It's really thin. So I'm going to pull out some jute twine and use it instead, and which is right here. And there's not going to be a lot of embellishing going on this layout. There's not a lot on the sketch anyway, but because there's not, and I know there's not going to be other than like the spanners, that main part, that jute works well. And then I did want to curl these, so I did put a glob of glue on the picture. There's nothing important there. I'm going to use my magnets to hold it in the place, and I didn't show you putting all of the thread down or the jute down because that was a lot. This is Sweet as Sugar, and that is part of my title because these 2 kiddos definitely sweet as sugar. And then looking at some different things to see what I can get on here. There's a lot that I'm like, nope, 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 maybe, nope. And then I pull out these flourish from Hip Kit Club. These I used on my mini paper pad layout yesterday for some of them. And so I'm going to pull out the this one that is So Happy, I think it says, and then the sun, and then this sun, which says Wake Up to Summer, something like that. I will just look at it and look. So that one that I just put down says Nothing But Good Vibes, and the one above the Sweet as Sugar says So Happy, and the one below the sun on the left side, bottom side, says Sun Kissed. It's not on there yet, but it will be. And then the sun that is beside the Sweet as Sugar says on it Wake Up, It's Summer. So and then get some of these down. The moon and the sun I thought worked really well. You saw my oldest hand in here for a minute because she came in to say hello, and this is her pages. So she was like, I like the moon and the sun. Like, okay, we can use those. It's great when they like their pages. So. And then I have 2 of the stars. I'm going to find a third one, but yeah, not yet. So the sun's on there. I'm going to find a heart, and that piece says sun kissed. Just trying to figure out what works here. So another star. There's the heart. And the rest of this can go back. And we're almost done. So these are going to get glued on there, and I'm happy with that. On the sketch, there was just a little journal tab there, or like, well, yeah, a tab there. And that's totally okay. But I wanted a little bit more than what they had for embellishment on the sketch. And then I'm just going to cut up the middle for where it overlaps. And now that is there. And that is the layout complete. So here are some close-ups. There'll be some still shots to follow as well. And there is a playlist for this, for Stretch the Sketch. So make sure you go take a look at the playlist, because there are some amazing creators that create and share their layouts. And you'll probably get some really good inspiration there. So there's the whole left side of the page, and then some close-ups for, well, and the overlap, and then some close-ups for the right side of the page. You can see the texture that adds with that jute thread. And then the right side, and then it'll be both of them. I really appreciate you being here today. If you're new to my channel, I would really appreciate if you subscribed, if you liked and commented. I always respond back to all my comments. There are some other links here too that you might want to take a look at, and don't forget the playlist down in the description box below. Thank you so much for being here again today. Have yourself a wonderful day.